All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clue Seat. And today we're going to be talking about how love is actually what's going to make your life much better and much happier. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so today's Bible verse is going to be John 15:12 through 13. What I'm going to be focusing on is going to be Exodus 20. 1 through 17, the 10 Commandments. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, but make sure you guys open up the Bible and go to John 15:12 through 13, because that is really important. Okay, so that being said, here we go. Okay, I hope that you guys understand this concept that, God didn't give us the 10 Commandments because he expects you to be perfect and keep them. Only one man has done that, and that's Jesus. And you're not going to be perfect, and that's okay. You're not. That's not why he gives you those commandments. It's more of to point out that you aren't perfect. And sometimes when you guys are reading these commandments, if you don't have love in your heart, love for God, love for people, it's going to be really hard for you to even keep these commandments, and it's going to come off very Pharisees, religious, like judgy kind of thing. And you need to understand that if what comes from your heart, if you have a heart that's centered around love, everything that you do, the filter that you look at life, it comes from a heart of love. If you have this bitterness, hate, covetousness, you have that type of heart, everything that you do and how you treat people is going to come from that place in your heart, okay? And the last couple commandments about honoring your mother and father, not murdering, adultery, and all of those things, I hope that you understand that if you have the correct heart posture, if you actually love God, if you love people, you will not do a lot of those things that would cause other people pain. It doesn't mean you aren't going to mess up and slip up, okay? Because I get it. No one's perfect at all. But if you have the heart of love and God, and you love and you want to, please God, it's going to be really hard for you to go out there and just commit adultery. You probably aren't going to ever do that because you don't want to disappoint God, and you love people, so you wouldn't want to disappoint maybe your spouse. You won't want to disappoint the other person if they have a spouse. And so it would be really hard for you to step out of those commandments. That's why in John 15:12 through 13, that's why God says, if you love people, it's going to be very hard for you to do these mean, evil, wicked things to people. But if you don't have love in your heart and you have this bitterness and like maybe some bad stuff happened to you, and so you're walking around with like these seeds of bitterness and anger and, unforgiveness, that is exactly what's going to come out, and you're going to pour that onto other people that don't deserve it, okay? And you need to have like a heart that forgives, right? It doesn't mean that you have to like take abuse, or that's not what I'm talking about, staying in an adulterous relationship. That's not what I'm talking about. You can forgive somebody and then you can forget them. You can. You don't have to interact with somebody. But if you can just say, hey, I forgive what happened, I forgive what you did, that sets you free from this bitter hate, anger thing that you got bubbling inside of you. And instead, it's going to be replaced with like love. You learn how to forgive, right? Some of you guys need to like learn how to forgive your spouse, right? Because that's going to be a tough marriage. Not everybody can be perfect. So if you're going to have a happy, healthy marriage, you better learn how to forgive. You better learn how to forgive and understand that, sometimes things happen and, that's okay. And you better learn how to forgive that person, because maybe they're not always going to be happy. And please do not take this to the next level, people, and be like, oh, are you talking about cheating? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, in the household, maybe you're a little emotional and you say something, or maybe the other person says something, and don't hold grudges. Don't withhold, the marriage bed and do all of those things and be manipulative. You better learn how to forgive and be a nice, kind-hearted person. Okay? That's what I mean. And so you need to make sure that if you love God, if you love people, if you do that, you will tend to keep most of the commandments because you don't want to disappoint God and you love people too. If you don't love God and you don't love people, it's going to be very hard for you to keep those commandments, and two, just live a happy life, because there is no love. Love is what makes this life beautiful. It's what makes this life worth living. I hope that you understand that. So in order for you to live this life to the fullest, you're going to have to love. Love, forgive. Okay? So anyways, just Clusie advice. I don't know who needed to hear that, but it's okay. It's going to be okay. Make sure you go out there and love people. You can change any day you want to. Forgive, forget, and move on to the loving and living again, okay? So anyways, like, share, subscribe, and comment as always, and I will see you guys back here next time.